Thursday's assignment. Hopefully you've been working through, got done with Wednesday stuff. If you haven't, go back and do that now. Call the school, ask questions if you need help. So you'll see on your Thursday packet, you have your stuff for Dr. Sturm. Go down, you'll see science. Complete the 2-page worksheet on calculating speed and velocity. If you're confused, watch the video to watch this video. So thank you for getting to this step. And then for math, your math is also your science today. So congratulations. All you have is one 2-page assignment that you should be able to do fairly quickly. So what you're going to be doing is practicing doing some basic calculations using what you've learned about speed and velocity. So I'm going to go through the first question with you. Hopefully you guys can figure out the rest. So they tell you that speed and they tell you that speed is equal to distance divided by time. So just like we talked about, and that velocity is equal to displacement divided by time. So remember, velocity has a direction, speed does not. So that's kind of the difference. So for part 1, you're doing some speed calculations. So use the speed formula right here, to calculate the answers to the following questions. So make sure to show your work, please. This is kind of set up to help you show your work. So for question number 1, first thing you need to do to show your work is write down your equation. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So just like we said, we're going to use the one with S for speed. You're just going to write down that equation next to equation. So speed equals distance divided by time. Once again, hopefully your handwriting is a little bit better than mine. Now you're going to plug the numbers into your equation. So usually I like to rewrite S. The speed equals, for number 1, it says calculate the speed for car that went a distance of 125 kilometers in 2 hours time. So speed equals, for distance, we know distance of 125 kilometers. So distance on top is going to be 125 kilometers. I usually just write km for kilometers, divided by 2 hours time. So our time is going to be 2 hours, and time is on the bottom. It's 2 hours. So in case you want to know how I got that, I just took distance, found the one that said distance in the problem, and plugged in 125 for d distance. And then same thing, found time in the word problem, took 2 hours and plugged in for time, just like you've been doing if you've been doing Algebra 1 stuff on Khan Academy. And then you're just going to plug into your calculator 125 divided by 2. You should all have little calculators on your phone, and that should be all you need this week. But if for some reason you don't have a phone, don't have access, feel free to come by the school and we can check one out for you. So your final answer with units. So your final answer is going to be 62.5. That's what you get if you divide 125 by 2. And then for units, what you're going to do is you can't divide kilometers by hours. Since they're not numbers, you're just going to write km over, so like a fraction, hours. So just like you're used to seeing miles per hour or talking about miles per hour, really that per is a division sign. So you could rewrite that as miles divided by hours. That would be your unit for driving your car. So in Canada, their unit would be 62.5 kilometers per hour, kilometers divided by hours. So you're going to do that for number 2, for number 3, number 4. It's the same process each time, just practicing some basic calculations. So for the back side or the second page of your worksheet, you are now doing this with velocity. So for problem 5 through 10, use the speed and velocity formulas to solve the following problems. Show your work. So same thing. So I'm not going to go through all of these because I want to make sure that you have a chance to do some too. But make sure to read closely. So part A is his speed. Part B is his velocity. So Bob rides his bike on a bike path that is 75 kilometers long to get to his house that is due east of the bike path. If Bob takes 15 hours, then what is the speed? So you're going to plug in your speed direction. Speed equals d over t. And for velocity, you're going to plug in the velocity one. So you're going to rewrite that v equals delta x over t. So make sure you do that first. It's really good habit to make sure to write down your equations. So then you'll plug in your numbers. So in this case, it should be very similar numbers, but it's going to tell you the main difference you should notice between speed and velocity is that your velocity, your answer, you'll want to include the direction. So whatever answer you get, because your distance and your delta x are both the same, it's both 75 kilometers, but at the end, the difference between your answers will be that velocity should include the words due east. So that you know that he's going in an easterly direction. So that will be those two. So that's your math and science for this week.